Hey everybody, Tim and Julie here for another Batman 1977 video, our penultimate video. We only got one more after this, and then we're done with the new Adventures of Batman. I don't know why they didn't just call it the Batmite Show. But whatever. Episodes 9, 10, 11, and 12. We'll just start from the top. Chameleon. Anything?
He was okay. I know how he could change into anything or everything. Yeah.
Which I thought was actually interesting. Like, I was actually... No, that's a lie. I was like, I knew the ending. I didn't know the ending. But when Batman's like, he's a robot. And I was like, oh, you know what? That actually makes sense. But he's not a robot. He's a little person in a robot.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we're in the 70s right now. Like, couldn't even come up with that.
Yeah.
Episode 10, He Who Laughs Last, laughs the loudest, is the rest of that phrase. I had to say it or else it just pissed me off. He Who Laughs Last. The Joker, for me, this one irritated me a little bit, only because the Joker kept talking in two different voices.
I noticed that.
Like, he would talk in a high-pitched voice, and then he'd talk in, like, a deep voice. And at first, like, towards the beginning of the episode, when he first escapes... Like, I actually thought it was him, and then the deeper voice actually sounded like the Riddler from the last animated series. And I was like, oh, is it the two of them? But no, it's just the Joker doing Joker voices.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, every part of this episode was a riddle. It was a clue that Batman had to figure out. So the whole thing just, like, granted I've been drinking, but I was like, I don't know what's happening at this point, so.
And was that where Batman was in love with
Batgirl? That's like every episode.
Well, I think it was like the second episode when he was...
Oh, with all the little hearts and everything?
Hearts and his heart sickle.
Oh, I think it was, because I think this is the one where Batman's like, here, give this note to Batgirl. And he's like, okay.
Okay.
No. Overall, like, the lesser villains in this series, I actually like more. Like Electro a few episodes ago, or the Chameleon in this one. Only because I don't like how they did Catwoman, and I don't like how they're doing the Joker. Like, it's just, I'm not impressed.
But I like Giggles. Giggles is cute.
Oh, the hyena? Yes, I do like the hyena. Yeah, I will agree with that. Episode 11, The Deep Freeze. The reason I'm putting emphasis on the word the is because in the animated series, in fact, I think it's the penultimate episode of the animated series, is it also an episode called Deep Freeze, which is also a Mr. Freeze episode, but it doesn't have the word the. So that's the only difference, is this has the word the in it. I'm over the ice puns. Like, so granted, we're not watching this in, like, chronological release order or whatever, but I just kept getting flashbacks of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Like, I just kept getting that over and over, and like, cool off, chill out. I'm like, you need to stop. Just stop.
But the little bird that was outside.
Oh yeah, is this where Mr. Freeze lives? And he has to like shake his own head because he's frozen. I was like, oh, that's sad, but cute.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah.
Especially we're like just got out of a blizzard. So no, I should have had Blizzard with us. And then finally, episode 12, Dead Ringers. For me, out of these four, it was probably my favorite. Clayface, who we've seen before in a Catwoman episode, but in this one, he actually was like the main villain. Like, he held the episode. They actually said his name, Matt something that I just lost, which is like, if in the animated series, that's his name, which is the actor version of Clayface. Because if you read the comic books, there's 3 or 4 different Clayfaces at this point. Like, there's been a lot of them. And of course, they all have different names because they're different people. Matt Hagen? I think it's Matt Hagen. Is typically the more famous of Clayface. Because he was the actor. And so, and he's the one that they used in the animated series. So, they actually say his name, Matt Hagen. And then in this one, he pretends to be Batman, and he steals a lookalike to be Robin.
Right.
And then go on and cause chaos. So, but I liked it just because it was interesting to see Clayface and in a different perspective.
Right.
Okay. Any other thoughts for favorites, least favorites, best or worst?
They were all pretty good.
Okay. Like I said, the penultimate, we're almost done. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Only 4 more episodes and we're done with the new adventures. Okay. Closing thoughts for these ones?
No, just if anybody out there watch them, then you'll love them.
And I feel like nobody, like I've never heard of these. So that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of glad to do videos. Like, try to bring a little bit of awareness. It's almost like the serials we did from the 40s.
Right.
They weren't the best.
No.
But, I mean, if you are a Batman fan, to be able to look back and be like, hey, that's where this came from. That's where Alfred came from. That's where the Batcave came from. Stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people just take it for granted. They're like, oh, it's been in the comics forever.
Right.
Some of this actually starts. It's just like the animated series. Mr. Freeze's origin, the Harley Quinn's entire character, stuff like that came from the animated series. So who knows? Maybe something originated from this that we don't know about.
Right.
But okay, so for those who have seen it, go ahead, let us know what you think about the Chameleon, Joker's multiple voices, Mr. Freeze, and Clayface. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And we will see you guys next time for the final episode of New Adventures of Batman.